The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
What's going on, Raider Reaction family, Raider Nation, man? Here we go. We got a Week 6 showdown with Bill Belichick and the Patriots coming to town, which is good for us, right? The first 4 games were pretty tough. Couple ones that slipped away from us that we probably should have won. We've only gotten blown out once this year, and it was against Buffalo, which – I mean, I kind of expected that to start the season off. Not a good look, especially when Buffalo was coming off of I think they played Monday night, the week 1, and got their asses tossed around. So they were out for vengeance week 2. And, you know, they're just – right now they are a better team. They had a better personnel, and it was something to kind of expect coming in to that game in week 2. But we've only gotten blown out one time. A couple other times I feel like Josh McDaniels just kind of let the game slip away from us. I feel like we don't adjust well after half. Man, the offense is just so stale. It is so stale. Last week, I feel like, man, the defense played their ass off last week. Actually, the last 3 weeks, the defense have played their asses off. And the offense just still has no real identity of what they are. Jimmy G, every week it seems like he's throwing a bonehead pick. There's just some of them where it's just like, what are you thinking and what are you looking at, right? It's just been really, it's been rough on the offensive side of the ball for us. I feel like there's no identity. I read something earlier this week that teams are stacking the box at a high rate against us because they're not afraid of the deep ball. So that could be part of the reason why Josh Jacobs just can't get going, because they're able to stack the box. Jimmy G is not known to throw 40, 50-yard passes down the field, right? I mean, he does it once or twice a game, so it's easy for the defense to kind of predict, let's just play under. And when you play under like that and you stack the box, with 7 guys, it's hard for Josh Jacobs to get going. It seems like he does start getting going in the second half so far this year. We need a balance, and right now it doesn't seem like we have one. The offense has got to find its identity because we're going up against a Patriots defense that isn't bad, right? They are 1-4, but their defense is still Bill Belichick's defense. It's good. It's a tough task to come up against. Let's go ahead and check out the head coaching matchup here, which it's going to be interesting to see what happens. McDaniels is going up against his daddy, Bill Belichick. And he's still a good coach. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, he looks washed and it was all Brady and so on and so forth, that it wasn't Bill, it was Brady. It was both of them, guys. Let's be for real. Okay? Bill Belichick did a really good job creating good defense for Tom Brady when Tom Brady was his quarterback. It wasn't all Tom Brady. And Bill Belichick, yeah, he's been in the league for a long time. His coaching style might be getting outdated, maybe. But his team still plays good defense, and that's what he is. He's a defensive guy. The offense on his side is not that well. I think him and Josh McDaniels, they did good together, which Josh McDaniels, when he was in New England, he ran a phenomenal offense. And, yes, we know he had Tom Brady, but the years where Tom Brady was hurt or missed some games, the offense still looked good with the other quarterbacks that they had back there from time to time. But Bill Belichick, he's a smart coach. He knows how to come into this game and game plan against Josh McDaniels. He probably knows Josh McDaniels better than any coach in this league, obviously. And his defense is going to show up today. It's going to be a tough task for Josh McDaniels. But Josh McDaniels also knows the way Belichick coaches. He was in that room, in the same room with Bill for a long time. So it's going to be who game plans better. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I still don't have confidence in Josh McDaniels' play calling and his game planning. I just don't. I feel like he lacks adjusting in the second half. And the offense just looks stale. It's nothing exciting, and I get it. A win is a win in the NFL. But it just doesn't look exciting, right? I think we can all agree on that. There's nothing – I mean, Devontae Adams hasn't been targeted as much. I think he's been targeted about 50-some times. We got to get him more involved. We got to get Renfro more involved. And if you're getting ready to push Renfro out the door, then why are we not getting that slot position more effective? Our slot's been weak. We haven't been throwing much to the slot wide receiver this year. It's got to get better, man. It's got to get better. Now we look at I'm not sure why Wilkerson is inactive, man. They've been doing some weird shit with the inactives lately. I don't know why, man. So this is what we're going up against. You got Jimmy G going up against Mac Jones. Obviously, I think we have the better quarterback in this situation, and I don't necessarily think it's the lack of talent for Mac Jones. He's shown flashes of being a really good quarterback, but when Bill Belichick can't figure out what he's doing with the offense in terms of his offensive coordinator a year ago, it's set the Patriots back at the quarterback position because Mac Jones is kind of stuck in this loop where it's like, what am I doing? There's nothing for him, which is good for us. I don't feel bad for the Patriots one bit because I fucking hate New England. New England is my top 3 teams that I fucking hate in the NFL. I can't stand them. So it's good to see them suck. I'm glad Bill Belichick is having a bad year. But you look at the stat line. Jimmy G's 2 for 2 this year, throwing for 917 yards, 6 touchdowns, 7 picks, man. And this is what I'm talking about. Some of the bonehead picks that he throws. The other day, a couple weeks ago, I was talking to one of my Raider fans, and I'm like, damn, dude, I thought we got rid of Derek Carr because Jimmy G's throwing some bonehead. He's had some bonehead mistakes in some of these games where you're just like, why did he throw that? What did he see there? And he panics. Like, if you look at Jimmy G, man, when the pressure gets going, man, he can't stop hopping around back in that pocket, man. He just starts freaking the fuck out. He needs to use his legs more, man. We got to get that. That's one thing that we've lacked the last 5, 6, 7 years is the lack of mobility from our quarterback position. It seems like they're just too, you can't just stay in the pocket when you know your offensive line is struggling in a game. We got to, in the panic mode, like the quarterbacks have got to stop pressing this panic button when they sense a little bit of pressure, man. Mac Jones, on the other hand, he hasn't looked too well either. 1-4, throwing for barely over 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. Their record, their stat lines are damn near identical. So to me, it's who's going to be the smarter quarterback today. Who's going to be the smarter quarterback on the offensive side of the ball going up against both pretty decent defenses? So we'll see, man. We're going to see how this one shakes out. We need this win. We got the Patriots this week. We got the Bears the week after that. It'd be nice if we can get a little bit of consistency in the win column. It's going to be interesting. Now we look at the offense. We'll stack up the offenses up together. And like I said, it's pretty damn near identical. Yeah, exactly, Susan. And the only thing, and I knew, and when we signed Jimmy G, I said, you know what? We're pretty much getting the same quarterback, but for a discounted price, right? I think if we would have kept Carr, he would have been making anywhere from like 40-something million a year. I think we're only paying Jimmy G like 23, 24 million a year. So it's a discounted price for pretty much the same quarterback, in my opinion. Now you look at these offenses, how they stack up. We got more points than them, okay? The total yards is about the same. They're better on the ground than us. But it's pretty damn identical when you look at these stat lines. 1437 to 1406, 1018 to 1049, 419 to 357, 5 touches, 5 tutties over the air, 6 for us, 1 on the ground for them, 3 for us, 10 turnovers, 6 for them are picks, and we got 11 with 8. These offenses they both pretty much don't have their identity yet. They don't know what they are on the offensive side of the ball yet, which is pretty embarrassing considering we have a offensive guy. He's supposed to be this offensive guru, and we have no identity, and it shouldn't be that way. In your second year as a head coach, you know what I mean? We should already have this offensive thing established. It's your second year with your guys. Why do we have no identity on offense yet? At times it looks good. I think the first couple drives are scripted pretty well, but after that, something's off. Something is off about this offense so far this year coming into week 6, and it's got to get going. We got this game against the Patriots. That's a winnable game. We got the Bears. That should be a winnable game. And then after that, it's Monday night against the Lions. So we got to figure out a way to scrape away with some wins in these next 2 weeks and be able to have our offense clicking by week 9 against Detroit. Or week 8 against Detroit, because Detroit is a fucking problem. Detroit's a problem this year. They are a good team. They are a really good team. Let's go ahead and check out how bad the experts hate on us this week.
The last time the Patriots trailed by 31 points or more in back-to-back games was back in 1970.
Plain and simply, we got to find a way to play and coach better than that. And so that's what we're going to do, start all over.
New England Patriots heading to the Strip this week, not feeling money in any way.
What does that entail, starting over?
Starting over.
And the fans march to the cars. Oh, my God. Play sums up the whole year.
It feels like they're in debt at this point. Not the Raiders, though.
It's awesome, man. It was a team effort tonight. Guys, they played their ass off. It was fun.
2-3 has them in the mix in 2023.
Intercepted! And the Raiders defense just seals the victory here in Vegas.
When I saw his eyes get big, I didn't panic. Turned my head around, the ball was there, and of course, I just snagged it.
Las Vegas's Week 6 win wasn't pretty, but a win is a win, right?
Really give our guys a lot of credit for hanging in there and just grinding it out.
Their opponent this week would have taken it. New England has lost their last 2 games by a combined score of 72-3.
That is the 6th pick six thrown by Mac Jones in his career.
You don't last long in the league doing that.
Bill Belichick says they're going to start over.
Where do you prioritize fixing the problems?
Yeah, that's what I just said. And start over again.
But Bill, this isn't like Madden. You can't just click a button and reset everyone's records to 0-0.
Is he still your quarterback going forward?
Yeah, there was a lot of problems. It certainly wasn't all him.
Raiders are taking on a team that's allowed 26.2 points per game on defense in 2023. That's 25th.
30-0.
That's when you can really look at stuff on film and say, okay, that's an effort play there. This is where you're getting beat. This is why you won't get reps next week. This is why you're demoted.
Patriots offense needs to chat with the Tchotchkes manager. We need to talk about your points on offense.
You know, it's hard, right? We don't want to score 0 points. That's not the goal.
11 points per game. So more points then? Okay, well, 11 is the minimum. Like, no team has scored fewer points per game.
When's the last time we scored a touchdown?
Second quarter at the Meadowlands, week 3.
Now, it's up to you if you want to do just the bare minimum, or like the Dolphins, for example, score 36 a game. They have a terrific smile, too.
With a play fake, he's in the pocket, pressure. Mac starts to roll to the near side. He's sacked, ball's picked up by Van Resch. A fumble, a scoop and score.
Okay, so you want us to score more then, and do better on third down. You're 28th there. Need to run the ball better this week. 3.3 yards per carry in 2023.
We all got to do a better job than that, all the way across the board. It's just not good enough.
Need to pass the ball better. QB rate of 72.1. That's 31st.
Ball tipped and then nearly intercepted by Matthew.
These fans continue. They've seen enough to air their annoyance.
This level of futility has never been seen before in New England with Bill Belichick at the controls. He now faces his former OC. It's not that New England is taking on an offensive juggernaut. Vegas's O-face has lots of ground to make up as well.
We did enough to get the dub, but still not looking the way we would like it to look.
We got to use this momentum now to our advantage, try and get stacking these wins.
Jimmy Garoppolo returned week 5, but didn't light up the stat sheet. Only 208 yards, sub-90 rate.
Quick throw, over the middle. It's caught! Touchdown Myers! Touchdown Raiders on a beautiful drive!
Former Pat, Jacoby Myers was the star for their offense versus Green Bay, 75 yards and a TD.
Anytime he gets a one-on-one, I'm expecting Kobe to win that.
5 more targets than anyone else on the team.
Garoppolo looking over the middle. He's dancing, he throws. He's got Myers sliding at the 42. He corrals it for a first down.
Devontae Adams' lack of use was tied to his shoulder still bothering him.
It doesn't make an excuse. You still got to find a way to give me the ball.
Only 45 yards on 4 catches, though a few did come on their game-winning drive.
Over the middle, there he is. Devontae, first down and a gain of 21.
Raiders' offensive attack, clearly wide receiver driven right now, and it could do a little something against New England's secondary, being they've allowed a 100.2 rating to wide receivers this season. Pretty beat up DB room they're working with.
He drops back, he looks to throw, he fires back to the end zone, touchdown New Orleans. He finds Olave under the goalpost.
Raiders' ground game will get plenty of play. They're still waiting for 2022 Josh Jacobs to show up.
He handed Jacobs, good move, and Jair Alexander was frozen.
5 weeks in now, hasn't had a game over 4 yards per carry. Still had 20 attempts versus the Packers, scored a touchdown, 69 yards.
Jacobs, touchdown, Raiders.
For all of New England's issues, though, rush defense isn't one of them. They've held running backs to 3.6 a carry.
Takes the handoff, runs to the right side. The ball comes loose. The ball loose at the 7-yard line.
Raiders' D that New England's offense is stacked up against now hadn't looked good their first 4 games.
I thought they stood up and fought all night long. I'm really proud of our defense.
But they come into this contest with some swagger.
And Max Crosby ran it the whole way. He took the handoff in slow motion, and Crosby was on his back.
How about no touchdowns allowed to Jordan Love? 3 INTs held him to a low 30s rating.
Love protected in the air and picked. Second for Spillane. Peters made the play, and Spillane there to clean it up.
They let Christian Watson get free for a 77-yarder, but aside from that, no other pass plays a 20-plus.
Love picked off. Spillane right to him.
As detailed, Vegas's secondary is in a position to keep it going unless New England's passing offense drinks like 18 cases of Red Bull before the game. They need some serious wings to get their offense off the ground.
Throws a long ball deep down the right side for Devontae Parker. Knocked down by the fronting Paulson Adebo on an underthrow at the 35 of New Orleans.
Gross underthrow.
I got to look at the film and get better, and got to do a lot of things better to win in this league.
Getting off the ground with Max Crosby barreling in snap after snap won't be easy either.
Best in the league, man. Yeah, let's go, boys.
4 TFLs versus Green Bay, bagged love once. He's the guy every football fan should want to see in a playoff game at some point.
He's wrapped up in the backfield. Guess who? Max Crosby again.
It's another master versus apprentice affair.
Always be a good test with those guys. You know, they're a good team. Coach very well. We know that, so we'll be ready for him though. It'll be a good atmosphere here next Sunday.
Pick the winner, comment section's open. Sign up for NFL Plus so you can watch live games, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and more on mobile, and then watch what the pick panel thinks.
Well, they're giving us an edge. The experts like the Raiders. Besides one douchebag. There's always a hater. There's always Raider haters everywhere. We all know that. The NFL fucking hates us. Man. But we'll see what happens, man. The defense has looked good, and that's what we're on to next. Is this defense has looked very, very good. Very good. And one guy who just keeps getting better and better and better and better week in and week out is Max Crosby, man. The game he had under the lights on Monday night with half Green Bay fans there, of course, he tore it up, man. He tore it the fuck up. Now, you look at these defenses, like I told you, the Patriots defense, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, they're top 10 in total yards, top 10 in passing. The running game, they're middle of the pack, which honestly 100 yards a game on the ground ain't bad. But they give up a lot of points, and I think the reason they give up a lot of points is because of their offense has a tough time driving the ball down the field, right? They have a tough time driving the ball down the field. So it gives the opposing offense good field position, and we're going to need that, okay? 26 points they've given up. That's 25th in the league. Third down, though, they're good on third down. Their offense isn't good on third down, which is good for us because our defense sucks on third down. On third down, they're only giving it up 34% of the time. Now, you look at us, our defense is doing very, very good the last few weeks, man. I think we've given up more than 20 points one time or maybe twice this season. You got 336 yards over the air. That's 11th in the league. 197 over the air. That's 12. 129 on the ground. That's kind of where we lack, and we noticed that last week where we went up against a team, the Green Bay Packers, who have a hard time getting the ball rolling on the ground, but they were running on us, man. A.J. Dillon was fucking us up. So that's one of our that's our weakness this year. It used to be the big plays over the air, the deep ball in the past years that we've given up. Now it's almost the opposite, man. It's hard for us to stop the run. It's really hard. We got teams coming in like Buffalo, for instance. They couldn't get the shit moving for nothing. Granted, they were playing the Jets, a pretty damn good defense. But they ran all over us, too. Every team has been able to run all over us this year. Every team. And our third down, man, it's getting better. It got better last week. It got a lot better last week. We didn't give much on third down. But, man, I'm just tired of, like, 3rd and 10s and going, like, fuck, I'm still on the edge of my seat. Like, we're not good on third down. We always figure out – we stop teams a lot on the first 2 downs, man. First, second down, we could hold them intact. But on that third down, for whatever reason, we just cannot figure it out. And it's been that way for 20 years, man. 20 years, we just cannot figure it out on third down. So I'm hoping we work on the ground game, and last week on third down, we stopped the Packers quite a bit, obviously. But, man, Mad Max Crosby, he is holding his defense together. But let's not forget, Kuntz did a hell of a job on the other side of that line. Kuntz was applying pressure. He had one of the best games he's ever had. Kuntz stepped it up last week. And Tyree Wilson is looking like he's starting to get his feet under him now. Came out that injury. We knew it was going to be a slow start. He's starting to get comfortable now, too. It looks like he's slowly recovering and starting to be that first-round pick that we wanted to see. Last week he had a good game. He's getting better every week, and that's what we want to see. We can't expect him to come in here and start tearing shit up coming off that surgery. It's going to be slowly getting back in it. And last week, he looked better. Every week, he has gotten better and better and better. He's not regressing. He's not staying the same. The numbers get a little bit better every week. So hopefully he's getting his legs under him and he starts producing on the other side because we're going to need that. We're going to need that. Max needs help. Last week, he got it. Kuntz fucking came in there, stepped up, and he did his job. And it made Max's job easy too, man. It's a big reason why Crosby had such a good game last week against the Packers because Kuntz was beating their left tackle. He was beating on them. He was beating their tight end. So Crosby needed that. Crosby really needed that, and Kuntz came through. It's big ups to Kuntz. Big ups to Kuntz. Did a great job. So let's see what happens, man. And we look at Mad Max, man. Let's check out his stats since we're on him right now. His stats they're looking good, man. 8 tackles, 4 for assists, right? That didn't update because that ain't right. Because he had like 5 tackles for losses last week. So this is something went wrong here. Yeah, something went wrong there because he's got 5 sacks now. So these stats aren't updated. But, man, he had, 4 or 5 tackles for losses alone last week. Crosby has just been doing it, man. He has been doing it. And it's nice to see. We just need that same shit out of Kuntz this weekend that we got. And Tyree Wilson, man. If he can just start getting rolling, this defense is going to be dangerous. Marcus Peters, gosh, man, I don't know why he plays like 10 yards off the ball all the time. I know that's how he's always played. Maybe it's because he's a little older. He's gotten a little slower. He made a few good plays last week, too. I'd like to see more of Nate Hobbs on the outside. I think Bennett's out this week, right? Is he out? I'm not sure if he's out. But he needs to be playing slot. He needs to be playing that nickel corner spot. And Hobbs should be on the outside on the number 2. Maybe even the number 1 guy, in my opinion. But it's looking good. The defense has looked good. I got to give Patrick Graham some credit. It's the defense has progressed very well this year. It didn't look good against Buffalo, but ever since that Buffalo game, this defense has kind of stepped it up a bit. It's looking a little bit better. Hobbs is out. Nate Hobbs is out? Really? Fuck, man, that hurts us. I thought Bennett was out this week. But Hobbs is out, you're saying. Man, let me check that. I don't doubt you, my man. Let me double check that. Oh, yeah. Inactive ankle. Wow. That's not good. That's not good. Fuck. But good thing we're going up against Mac Jones and that fucking Patriots offense has been non-existent. Non-existent. Let's move on to the prediction, and then we're going to get out of here, man. It's going to be a quick pregame show today. Next week I'll come out with some better content. I got the prediction up here. I think it's going to be another nail biter. That's just what the Raiders do. It doesn't matter who we play. When we play a good team, we hang with them. When we play teams below us, for whatever reason, we let them hang around. I think it's going to be a 24-20 score game. I hope it's I hope it's a blowout. I've been looking for one of these blowout wins for a long time. It's been a while. It's been a while where we blow motherfuckers out. The game's over coming in the fourth quarter. That's what I'm hoping for today. But Bill Belichick going up against his son, McDaniels, it's going to be interesting. This one's going to be interesting, man. I hope to see Devontae get some more plays. Who you talking about? Caleb Williams? You talking about Caleb? What Caleb you talking about? I just hope. Caleb Williams, man. I'm an SC fan, man. He had a rough game yesterday, though. Oh my God, that was ugly. He had a rough game. I think yesterday was his first time throwing 3 picks in a game in his college football. Maybe even in high school. I'm a big Caleb Williams fan. I just don't see the Raiders getting him. I don't see it happening. I know he wants to come. He wants to play for Vegas. He's named like 4 or 5 teams he would play for. If somehow, I don't want to ruffle feathers or nothing, but if somehow we can make some crazy trade to move up to the number 1 spot in the draft this year and get him, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I just don't see it happening. But he's dynamic, man. Caleb Williams is a dynamic quarterback. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks I've seen coming out of the draft since Trevor Lawrence. Just the way that he extends the play. I'm a big Caleb Williams fan, man. Big time. Big time. It'd be great if somehow we can grab him. And I don't care if he even they don't even gotta rush him to start. Let him be a backup for a year and then get him out there. It'd be interesting to see what we can get. But to move up to that number 1 spot, we all know who's gonna have to go. We all know there's only one player on this team that can make that number 1 pick happen. And it would suck to see him go. I'm not even going to say it. But if it comes to the cost of getting a quarterback like Caleb Williams to make Las Vegas his home to start his NFL career, I would consider it as a Raider fan. I would definitely consider it. But we all know who that one guy is. So, be interesting. It'd be interesting. I hate to say this on a podcast. We Raider Nation, we're tired of losing. But I was telling myself last week, I said, you know what? If we lose this game against the Packers, let's do what we got to do to get Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying. Everybody gets me on that. But I want to see this team win because I'm tired of fucking losing. I am tired of losing. I'm tired of being the laughing stock of the NFL. We need this McDaniels thing to work out. We need this McDaniels thing to work out. We need it. We need it. But that's the show, man. Like I say every Sunday, enjoy it. Drink your beer, smoke your blunts, whatever it is that gets you to enjoy watching Raider Nation football. Have a good one. Enjoy it with your family. Enjoy the Sunday. Hopefully we all go to work tomorrow on a Victory Monday. We start our work week off right. After a Patriots beat down today. We got to beat them down. Beat them fucking down, man. Beat them down. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like we say, I rate a reaction all the time. It's all about the peace, love. Raider Nation. Happy Sunday, y'all. Let's get this dub.